Now in the years of Bill Clinton, the jokes are on the internet, or they come to you by email. How is Clinton different from the Titanic? Only 240 women went down on the Titanic. What is the new game in the White House? It's swallow the leader. We all know that Monica Lewinsky told a friend, "You could say I earned my presidential knee pads." In America, the mood was almost gay, a trifle nauseated, but gay, like a rough trip on an amusement ride. Once again, the American spirit was investing in a matter about which few knew anything, yet the ignorant were certain they would keep being rewarded. If Clinton had to resign, then we'd have a new media era. The old one, after all, was getting dull. On Cape Cod, a land much exposed to wind and tide, there is a local expression: if you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes. The Clinton years have been like that. 2 weeks ago, and this is, of course, is in reference to the piece I wrote, which was printed on February 9th, so these dates are a little off. 2 weeks ago, Clinton was on the way out. Last week, he was back. Quite likely, he'll stay. 2 weeks ago, he was a broken pustule on the American flag. Last week, the prosecutor's star had become the glop. If you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes. Of course, the Clintons must receive due credit for turning it around. They know that they are the biggest soap opera in town. Hillary's defense of her husband on the Today Show, where else, was monumental for those who were awake early enough to hear her. Indeed, for that mob of voting citizens out in the big middle of our land who get up to take TV with their first coffee, there was reason to be impressed. Here was a woman who had virtually been accused of every crime from murder to illegal manhandling of official files, and she was undented. She was undaunted. Indeed, she was better looking now, at least in the soft focus of newspaper photographs, than when Hill and Bill took office 5 years ago. She was certainly more chic. She was easily the equal of any doyenne at a New York do. What iron on the lady! Humiliated over the years by 100 sexual encounters, large and small, real or suggested, that her husband had had or was supposed to have had, legendary for her temper concerning such infidelities, and where in the world is the wife who can forgive any kind of association with a girl who looks like Paula Jones? Yes, how does an upscale wife ever forgive that little matter when it's a woman whose face is raw with need and void of mystery? Poor Paula Jones. And there is Bill with his trousers now famous for being shucked down to his ankles. Is he a redneck? No self-respecting dude would ever look to encourage fellatio while his ankles are locked by wadded pants. Yes, that's why the New York Times probably wouldn't print it, yes. Yes, Hillary has suffered humiliations on a scale few women in history can match. Yet there it is. She comes out early on the morning of the day on which Bill will give his State of the Union speech, and she defends her man with fury, conviction, and purpose. He, like O.J. Simpson, is 100% not guilty. Her man is not guilty. Hillary is on the way to becoming a legend. How many millions of wives in America are now obliged to say to themselves, could I ever defend my guy like that? Hillary is wonderful. Hillary is wonderful. She not only defends, she attacks. She speaks of a right-wing conspiracy to destroy her husband. She has learned a lot from the right wing. In America, we have a deep need to find a new conspiracy every year. So she will encourage liberals to enjoy one for once. What powerful instincts are in her. The First Lady's features, when studied, are remarkable. On the brow and mouth of very few women is written so vast and huge a desire for power. Of course she is loyal to her Bill, loyal certainly by her good side, but even more loyal out of darker and more powerful urges. For if she remains loyal to him, she will yet become a legend in America, and that is necessary to satisfy what may be her true aim, to become the first woman elected president of the United States.